Now let's talk Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler, the Creator, and the whole storm brewing in hip-hop right now. Drake's looking more like rap's courtside Karen than the sixth god these days because his latest music just collapsed off the charts while the very rappers he can't stand are climbing comfortably above him. That's gotta sting, right? And be real, his losing streak is wild. Every move he makes just feels like another crash waiting to happen. Hit that like button because this downward spiral isn't slowing down. It's picking up speed and it's about to get uglier than ever for Lamar Law. This whole month has turned into a battle of ideologies in hip-hop. Two different visions of what the culture should sound like, colliding hard. One side pushing innovation, real art and movement, the other clinging to formulas and fading hype. And sadly for Drake, his music keeps landing on the wrong side of that fight. Yes, he dropped 2 new tracks, and sure, the diehards boosted them onto the charts. But let's be honest, by his own standards, they're misses. For someone who used to lock down #1 with any throwaway song, no matter how mid, it's a cold reality check to now be struggling just to sniff the top 3. Imagine that. Drake begging for a bronze medal while Kendrick and others keep setting the tone for what's next. So the real question is, what did we just witness with these new songs? What did I miss? Compared to the rallies and fan campaigns Drake's supporters have been running, this whole thing is starting to look embarrassing. These Karens of rap are out here handing out instructions like it's a political rally, telling people exactly how to stream, how to boost, how to inflate numbers, just to drag a Drake song up the charts. That's not passion for music, that's calculator worship. It's weird, it's desperate, and it proves a lot of them don't even care about the art itself. They just care about the scoreboard. And that's exactly why this stings so bad, because when Drake and Kendrick went head-to-head at the top of the mountain for hip-hop's future, only one of them kept pushing culture forward. Kendrick's winning with ease, while Drake's out here clinging to strategies that scream decline. Now here's the twist. Drake isn't just losing to Kendrick, he's getting washed by rappers he once looked down on. Tyler, the Creator, is sitting higher on the mountain than Drake could ever dream of right now. His latest project, Don't Tap the Glass, came with just 10 tracks, no filler, no fluff, and the numbers were insane. A true statement album that had impact, not inflated streams. Tyler just did what bloated projects like Jack Boys 2 or For You Music SSS couldn't pull off. He delivered quality and dominance. And Drake, he's nowhere near that level anymore. And deep down, everybody knows it. Numbers don't lie. And Tyler, the Creator, just proved it. He pulled the same kind of streaming totals as these bloated albums, but with half the songs. Jack Boys 2 had 20 tracks stuffed in just to inflate streams, while Tyler's Don't Tap the Glass stayed sharp with a clean 10 and still matched their numbers. That's not just winning, that's surgical precision. The gap is clear. While Drake and Travis Scott used to be considered untouchable giants, Tyler's now beating them in performance, impact, and every single metric that matters in music. He's risen into superstardom without gimmicks, without fake boosts, just pure quality and vision. That's what real power in hip-hop looks like. And speaking of gimmicks, here comes Drake, still scrambling to reclaim the throne. He's desperate for that old magic, those hit singles that once shot to #1 no matter how lazy they were. But now, those days are dead and buried. His 2 latest songs of the summer are falling flat, no matter how many excuses OVO throws out about industry setups or haters stacking the deck. After What Did I Miss hit the charts, Drake and his die-hard circle swore it would rocket to #1, but reality hit them hard. Instead of being a summer anthem, it turned into another reminder that the crown doesn't fit him anymore. After all the hype, the trash talk, and the taunting, Drake's flop was even worse than anyone could have predicted. Straight up embarrassing. What Did I Miss didn't just miss the top 10, it didn't even scrape the top 20. It crashed all the way down to number 23. Ouch! That's not a stumble, that's a faceplant on live TV. And the irony? He tried to flex by throwing a jab at LeBron in the track, lacing it with shallow symbolism that OVO stands swear is deep. To them, that's some galaxy brain art, but to everyone else, it just proves they've got zero media literacy. In their delusional echo chamber, they'll twist this flop into some kind of fake victory, pretending it's all part of a narrative. But outside that bubble, it's a joke. Here's the truth, this isn't some industry setup. It's simple, the song just isn't a hit. Like Tony Soprano said, a hit is a hit, and this track doesn't have it. Drake no longer commands that automatic spotlight he once had. Back in the day, one lazy drop could take over the charts. Now, he's not that guy anymore. To make a real hit in 2025, you need 2 things, streaming dominance and crossover appeal. You need radio spins, cultural traction, spaces that push the record beyond just DSP clicks. Drake doesn't have that leverage anymore, and what did I miss? Proved it. It charted, okay, sure, but okay isn't superstar level, and Drake used to define superstar level. Drake fans just don't get it. They swear everything is rigged because they refuse to do the research. Yes, what did I miss? Got some airplay, but even with that boost, it's not enough. Why? Because outside of hip-hop stations, nobody cares. The song isn't catchy. It doesn't have that universal pull. It's no Not Like Us or Euphoria, tracks that exploded into viral spectacles bigger than just an artist or a beef. Kendrick's records eventually became cultural events, and that's the difference. Drake's track sounds like he copy-pasted the same tired drums rappers have been recycling for a decade, slapped on a lazy beat switch, and called it a day. Meanwhile, Kendrick's crafting songs with hooks you can't shake, versus people quote non-stop, bridges that stick, and even call and response moments that turn concerts into chaos. And the samples? Kendrick brings life to them, like when he flipped Debbie Deb and reignited freestyle vibes, or Luther Vandross, which doesn't even need explanation. It's the kind of music that crosses boundaries, pulling in people who wouldn't normally even touch rap. Drake doesn't have that magic anymore. He's chasing trends, not making them. And here's the kicker. It's only going to get uglier from here. Drake's diehards aren't ready, but the cracks are already showing. Look at his new track with Central C. Instead of elevating, it's pure desperation, pandering hard to a mass audience. Where artists like Kendrick or Luther can expand their reach in a tasteful, authentic way, Drake comes off forced, awkward, and completely out of touch. At this point, nobody should be shocked. The projections for Drake's latest track are in, and it's expected to limp onto the Hot 100 somewhere between the number 7 and 9 spots. On paper, that looks decent, but when you realize who we're talking about, it's a disaster. Drake used to dominate effortlessly. Now he's settling into bronze medal territory in hip-hop. That's his new lane. Good enough, but never the best. The truth is out. Drake is not that guy anymore. He can't carry the mantle of a #1 hitmaker. He's recycling watered-down versions of things he already did years ago without the spark that made him unstoppable. No sticky hooks, no memorable bridges, no melodies that last beyond the first listen. The tracks sound like leftovers from his own catalog, and fans know it. So here's the challenge for the OVO army. Step back, look at this critically. Forget the excuses, forget the conspiracy theories. The bigger picture is clear. Drake is not making hits anymore. The only reason these songs are charting at all is because of a loyal fan base willing to carry him on their backs till the wheels fall off. But let's be real, at this lazy pace, if this is the level of creativity we're getting, Drake should just accept his new role and bow down to Kendrick Lamar, because Kendrick's beating him in every category with ease. And the most painful part? Kendrick's doing it with records like Luther, a track that's nearly a year old and still running laps around Drake's fresh releases. That's domination. Drake will never admit it, but Kendrick is outdoing him at the very thing Drake used to brag about. Instead of owning up, he hides behind excuses, crying that the game is rigged or that there's some industry setup holding him back. But let's be real, it's not. The only thing holding Drake back is Drake himself, his unwillingness to take accountability for both his artistic decline and his personal stumbles. And while he's stuck pointing fingers, the new reality is crystal clear. Tyler, the creator, Kendrick Lamar, even Clips are all seeing chart success, cultural momentum, and influence. Meanwhile, Drake and his whole camp of imitators are losing grip on the market. Hip-hop is shifting in front of our eyes, and Drake is slipping further down the ladder with every week release. Another flop here, another free fall there, it's a pattern now. His songs aren't moving the culture, they're barely hanging on to the charts, and nothing he tries can disguise it. The irony? We're living in an era where a track honoring Luther Vandross has more staying power than a Drake record designed to pander to every possible audience. That's the difference. Authenticity beats gimmicks every single time, and Drake just doesn't have it anymore. And here's where it gets wild, because every new Drake drop feels less like a cultural moment and more like a reminder that the throne has already been taken. The numbers, the airplay, the audience reaction, it's all showing the same thing. Drake's era of dominance is done, while Kendrick, Tyler, and even legends like Clips are building the kind of legacies that can't be denied. Drake's problem isn't just that the music is slipping, it's that he refuses to evolve. He's still leaning on the same recycled formulas that worked a decade ago, expecting them to hit the same in 2025. But music has moved forward. People want innovation, they want culture-shifting moments, they want authenticity. Kendrick delivers that. Tyler delivers that. Drake, he delivers nostalgia for a wave that doesn't exist anymore. And the results prove it. Every time a Drake track free falls down the charts, it isn't sabotage, it's exposure. Exposure of an artist who's out of ideas and out of time. While Kendrick is crafting timeless records and Tyler is pushing artistry to new levels, Drake is pandering harder than ever, chasing trends that leave him looking more desperate by the week. The truth is simple, Drake isn't shaping the culture anymore, he's reacting to it. And that's why he's no longer the one people look to for direction in hip-hop. The game has passed him by and every flop just makes that more obvious. Honestly, I never thought I'd say this, but maybe rap really is changing for the better. The charts are telling a whole story right now. Tyler, the creator, hitting #1 with ease, clips proving longevity still matters, Kendrick Lamar holding his ground like a rock, and Drake, well, watching him tumble down those same charts is something nobody could have predicted just a few years ago. So I gotta ask, what do you think about all this? Do you see the same shift happening that I do? Is this the moment where hip-hop finally shakes off the old formulas and crowns new leaders? Or do you think Drake can somehow crawl back into the fight? Because right now, the way Tyler's album exploded in just 4 days shows a whole different level of cultural impact, something Drake just doesn't have anymore. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you made it this far into the video, you already know what to do. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and share this with somebody who loves hip-hop drama. It helps me out a ton. And if you want to see how this losing streak has been haunting Drake, well, check out what's been happening on his tour, because it's only getting worse.